This message is directed to all foundations and their different charters that fund various programs. The result of their effort is that billions of dollars are collectively spent to yield an insignificant impact on society if compared to the impact of funding a new program that develops breakthrough innovators. This conclusion is based on the reality that breakthrough innovators are the most critical component to the evolution of society. They are the ones bringing completely new processes, products, and services to life. Breakthrough innovators see the environment in new ways and construct new ecosystems. This is in sharp contrast to the incremental innovators who just solve isolated problems within old systems. In the past, the developing of adolescents to become breakthrough innovators has always been left to chance. Now this course is no longer sufficient, as civilization's complex problems are intensifying and devolving into toxic ecosystems. Today, there are no longer enough breakthrough innovators to make the toxic ecosystems obsolete. Consequently, our ecosystems will lead to economic, environmental, and humanitarian catastrophes on a global level. But there is a preemptive solution to these dire outcomes, and it is to create a new program within secondary education that will continually develop breakthrough innovators. Now that we understand why it is critical to create this type of new program, the next step is to understand what it should look like. For this insight, it is important to have a brief overview on the mechanism behind the process of breakthrough innovation. A breakthrough innovator possesses the intangibles of purpose, intuition, and vision. These characteristics are not explainable in the current language of biology and physics. Therefore, the language of information theory will be used to describe this paradigm. As a framework, it needs to be recognized that information is packaged in two distinct forms. The first is energy, and the second is experiences. Information in the form of energy has always existed since the beginning of this cosmos cycle. Information of this type cannot be created or destroyed, just transformed. Information in the form of experiences has also existed since the beginning of this cosmos cycle. But new information of this type is constantly being created, transformed, and then saved for use in the next cosmos cycle. A secular viewpoint would understand this paradigm as an information matrix. A religious viewpoint would understand it as divine order. Both are correct. Throughout history, breakthrough innovators experienced multi-sensory influences, dealing with concepts of math, technology, science, engineering, music, and art. Some of the concepts they experienced were vague and some complete, but their discovered experience strongly pushed and pulled the breakthrough innovator to transform the concepts into the end product we recognize today. These end products then became barometers and guides for incremental innovators to measure against and invent new information around. So the great paradox of innovation turns out to be that the nexus of every breakthrough discovery comes from information that already exists. This process is possible because the brains of breakthrough innovators are wired in such a way as to have built-in algorithms to source existing information. That means millions of future years of information that has yet to be discovered exists right now. Advanced information exists to construct everything from artificial intelligence bots that replace humans to do complex physical tasks, to medical instruments that use frequencies to co-opt disease and repair DNA. The writers and artists who have conveyed these conceptual images to the world already have shown that the information exists in one form or another. This evolved understanding of the mechanism behind the process of breakthrough innovation is most definitely a paradigm shift for our time. Yet it is an essential insight to answer the question of what new program in secondary education could develop breakthrough innovators. That program is called LED Accelerator, and the hard work of creating it must begin. In the future, corporations involved with technology, science, and engineering will allocate venture capital to LED Accelerator that they currently spend on R&D and acquisitions. This process will assure the long-term sustainability of LED Accelerator along with the corresponding benefits provided to the corporations investing in it. But to start, foundations are the ones that need to change their charters and then make a bold impact of significance with their funding. Foundations need to step up and begin to create LED Accelerator.